Hi everyone. Hadn't planned on this, but I received a package from someone on YouTube and I definitely wanted to show it. I figured while I was at it, I would chat about some stuff I've picked up recently. This has been over the course of several months. If I can finish all of this, this will only be a few minutes, hopefully. There'll be a part 2 with nothing but Sega stuff and a part 3 with something special that I've been waiting for years to get and it's been worth every penny. But first up, I was talking to a user on YouTube named Mcfly. Got to meet him through the channel Crack Lotus, and he's been a really nice guy. Talked to him on Facebook a lot, really funny. But our interests collide in a few areas. He's a serious Jaguar collector, and he dabbles in the 32X, whereas I dabble in the Jaguar, and I don't have a 32X, but I want one. So we talk about that a lot, and one thing that came up was Rayman, and I mentioned to him that I always want to play games on their original platform. Even if subsequent releases were better, I still want that original experience. Now you have, if there's any difference, it's not a few weeks or a few months, but back then, you had kind of the lead. There's lead platforms now, but back then it was different. You had that game, and then a year or so later, the rest came out. So it was clearly for that game. Excuse me, I think I just whistled there. But anyway, we're talking about Rayman, and that I really wanted to try it. But another one was Return Fire because he had picked up the expansion, and he said, he thinks he can help me out with that. And sure enough, he sent me Return Fire for the 3DO. Now my 3DO is tucked away in a drawer. I'm gonna have to break it out though to play this definitely. And that's because you can't tell, but I've redone the shelving and the storage in here. That shelf is now almost all movies. Ignore the blanket there. That's because there's a window, and I don't want sun damage or fading. That comes down when companies here. Aside from the Wii stuff, for the Saturn stuff, and the handheld, that's all movies. I found these 2-drawer organizers from Target that look okay, but they're cheap, and they hold something like 150 to 200 jewel cases. So I've got a few of those, stacked those up, scattered them around here in a closet, moved all the jewel case stuff from here. Just redid everything, so the 3DO's been put up for a while, although I would like to know it's still a mess in here. But I will be breaking it out. I hope to record footage of this soon. He also sent a letter, and I've seen him read other people's letters that send him stuff, so I will give this a go. Hey, I figured I would send this to you, buddy. If you own a 3DO, you have to have Return Fire for it. It is a requirement, and he is absolutely right. I've been remiss in my duties as a collector. Thank you for all the Facebook tips on where I can spend even more of my money. Enjoy the game, good sir. Well, thank you very much. Definitely looking forward to playing this. I've played this on the PlayStation years back when I rented it. I enjoyed it a lot. I still want to get that in the long box form, but definitely looking to trying the original version. So again, thank you so much. And this is the third package I've ever received from someone on YouTube. That's going to come back up in a minute. But again, thanks so much, and definitely check out his channel. Really nice guy, and Crack Lotus as well. When a discussion gets going on Facebook, they just turn huge, and that's why I like it over Twitter. And you get a chance to write out a paragraph or two, and you can really have real in-depth conversations about hobbies and whatnot. I'll go over the non-gaming stuff first, and then hopefully I'll quickly go over the rest. The first, and I'm just going to show the spine of this because I've never actually had a used book, or I'll show the back. There's a glare though. Someone sent this book resealed. I've never had that before. I don't know how to pronounce this. I looked it up. Webster's Dictionary, they have a pronunciation thing. That wasn't there. Looked it up on YouTube. Only one person pronounced it. He was French, and he was playing Medieval Total War while he did. So I don't know if this is correct. The Legend of Boivines? I don't know. It was hard to hear him. But in any event, it's about a battle in 1214 between France, England, the Holy Roman Empire, and a bunch of other factions. So I got that in recently. I also picked up the soundtrack for Persona 3 FES. Devil May Pie, another YouTube channel, he picked up soundtracks recently, or he had them sent to him after he got back from overseas. And one was Persona 3, and I thought, I'd like to get that. But it was a little expensive, and this one was about $15 cheaper. This is just the music from the re-release, not all of it. So there's only 17 tracks on here, but still really good. And this is one I've been waiting years to get. Beyond the Black Rainbow. It is good, but I had seen some negative reviews or 2-star reviews on Amazon, and I can see why. Basically, they extended all of the songs from the soundtrack, which are only about 3 or 4 minutes, and some of them go on for just way too long. It says it's by, I don't know how to pronounce it, but you can see the sticker. Sonoa Caves. Any event, he really is indulges himself because some of these go on. There's a robotic voice in one, and it seems to just drone on for minutes at a time. You get a download version as well, so I've been listening to that. I really like the music from it, but yeah, I wish they had also released the original songs and the extended ones because I would just play the original ones. But my record player broke, or it's not working, so I've been listening to it on MP3. And there's a few tracks. What is it? I think it's 1983 and Forever Dilating Eye are the two that I'm listening to the most. But, if you're a fan of the movie, go ahead and get it because I don't think you'll get this any other way. They're extended and some of them are a little weaker for it, but it's only $18. And you get a download through Amazon, and you also get a code in this for a download from another website. So basically three copies of it for $18. The movie's fun though, but it does drone on. But you can tell that the music fits the movie much better instead of all the extra instrumentals and novelty effects that were added. One thing I picked up, which was kind of a pain to get, is the official Sony memory card adapter. This lets you transfer PlayStation 1 memory card save files to your PlayStation 3 hard drive. There are third-party ones, and I actually bought one not knowing this. You can transfer the files, but you cannot transfer them back to the card. Only the official Sony one lets you transfer back to the card. So if you're going to get one, be sure to grab that one. These can go for way too much money. This was $25 on Amazon, but people try to sell them for up to $100. So just be on the lookout for a cheaper one. But I should say, really useful if you like role-playing games. You get a few on PSN. I have some on the PS1 and PSN, so I like to swap, play in the front and the back, and this way I can switch or update the memory card, so I can continue my progress no matter what room I'm in. Next up, let's see. I'll go with this. I went to GameStop to get this a re-release of Nier. Well, it's not a re-release. They just seem to get a bunch of pretty much brand new copies in. They just opened it up, sold it for used. The used price was a few dollars less than that before, but pretty much a new copy. But while I was there, they also had Wipeout. I had this through PS Plus, but I wanted a physical copy. The online pass is used, but I think that's only a few bucks, and I actually have the free online pass from PS Plus, so it's not even an issue now, and in the future I probably won't even care. I just wanted a physical copy of the game itself. It's a lot of fun. Kind of easy, but a lot of fun. I had picked this up. I'm not sure if I think this is older, but in any event, Blue Dragon. I had owned this a while back, let a friend have it. He enjoyed it a lot, but then he moved away, so he has kept it. No biggie, and I picked this up for like $15 on Amazon. It's easy, but for some reason I really like the simplicity of it. Sporadic Space Brown here, he actually posted a picture of this, and I went to my GameStop, and sure enough they had it. It's the box version of Killer is Dead for $10. I was kind of interested in this, but not enough to buy it, but I like the genre, and for $10, I figured I would give it a go. That's not really high up on my list of priorities, though. But $10, and like I said, big fan of the genre. Go over some PlayStation 1 titles. I am getting parched. Okay. We have In the Hunt. You have to be careful when trying to get this game. I kept seeing it for 30 to 40, sometimes disc only for 30. And so then I saw a disc only copy for 10, which is this one right here. So I figured, you know what, I'll get the case or whatever later. I grabbed it, it works great. But then almost immediately this one popped up for buy it now 20. And it's in, the glue was coming off, right here, a very little bit. But overall in good shape. I took the price sticker off, so a little bit came off, you can see right there. But I mean, in general, really happy with the condition, $20. Oddly enough, when I had found this one, another one popped up, which I thought, well, I'll follow it. It's an auction, see how it ends. And I ended at $10. But when those went off, it jumped back up to 30 or 40. One thing that kind of points out how buy it nows are inflating the prices compared to auctions, but so few people will actually put auctions up now that a lot of times don't have a choice if your only option is eBay like mine, aside from if some random person on the forum sells it, you either go with the buy it now price or you wait. And some titles I did wait, but I thought that was kind of the going rate for this. but $20, I'm happy with it. The manual is in perfect condition, so that's always a huge plus for me. But I have another copy of this, so I'll probably be giving that away. Speaking of which, I've sent about 10 packages out. I have a few more to send out, but work slowed down. A client kind of went under, but it wasn't their fault. So there's like lawsuits going on, and so like I said, all this is from months ago. I've had to halt stuff. I've just cut back and been playing stuff since then, which is not a bad thing. I've been playing a lot of fighters. But in any event, moving on. A while back, I picked up Raiden Project. I remember seeing this at a Montgomery Wards when the PlayStation first came out and thinking, man, I want that game. And recently picked it up, and I'm really glad I did. I just repeated myself. It's been a while. Really like the graphics and the explosions. Reminds me of SVGA Vigils for PC. There was a few shooters back then. Looks like it, and it's got the Raiden gameplay. So a lot of fun with that. And after seeing Crack Lotus pick this up, I had it in my watch list for a while, and I just went ahead. It's Rival Schools. I went with this one because, and again, this is another one I followed an auction on. This one was an auction, I want to say. Pretty good price. Another auction went for like $30, $25, but then that vanished, and all the rest were buy it nows for $50 to $60. But this one I probably paid a little over that for the simple fact that they put it as very good condition, and they were right. Everything about this is immaculate, and I will definitely pay a few extra bucks to get something in that good a shape. I also picked up several of these dual cases. You can get them off Amazon, and you can also get the plastic inserts, the clear ones. And so I repaired a lot of my double jewel case games that I got in. I got in Vagrant Heart that was kind of broken, so I replaced that one. Shenmue, fixed that one, and some other stuff I'm going to show later with the Sega stuff. Fixed those. It's like $4 or $5 to get 5 of the cases, and about $4 to get 5 of the inserts. Well worth it. Let's see. Picked up Valkyria Profile for the PSP. This one was really cheap. I saw the price going up, and someone on Amazon had it cheap, so went for it. This is a really fun duo game, or Turbo Duo, PC Engine Duo. Rally Championship. Some people sell it as Championship Rally, so if you're interested, look that up as well. It is a top-down rally game, if you can see that. Very arcade style. It lets you tweak your car if you're into very kind of rudimentary, but surprisingly robust for the time period, I should say. But compared to today, if you saw the handful of options, not impressive, but at the time it would have been. But you can tweak your car. I'm not really into that, so I just go with default. Kind of controls in the same vein as Micro Machines. Very arcadey, slide around the dirt, less so on gravel and asphalt, but a lot of fun. The only thing is the sound effect for the car driving is infuriating. It's just a drill in your head. It's this high-pitched whirl, and you just imagine listening to that for 5 to 10 minutes straight. You will mute the TV. You have to. It's just so irritating. On the off chance that you can zone it out, it's great, but I would say 9 times out of 10 I had to mute the TV. I had this in here. This kind of reminded me. This is the triple pack of Gate of Thunder, Bonk's Adventure, Bonk's Revenge, and it's got Bomberman hidden on it. I bought that for $20 about 3 years ago. That's going for $50 to $60 now. So I know people are saying they expect retro game prices to crash, but on my end, they're just going up. So if they do crash, great for me. I'll pick up more. But it seems like they're going to keep going up for a while. And lastly, I never really got into protective cases, but as I was shifting things around into the organizers I had mentioned earlier, I was bumping jewel cases into corners, especially because of the drawers. They're deep, but half of the second row, you have to go under the unit itself. So when you pull it out, you can access the front row perfectly fine, but the second row, you got to reach your hand under. Now, I don't think this was a very good thing I just did. I don't think it helped, but basically you have to slide it under. And I was knocking jewel cases on it, and I thought, if I ever do this with cardboard cases, I'm going to dent them, so I might as well get some protection. So these are all from, I won't say all of them are from retro game cases. They're not super, super resilient, but they are protective, and they will protect your game from dings. Especially the corners are really stiff, and that's important. So I figured I would show what they look like. The first is NES. So this is a really nice fit. Let's see, that's the only leeway you have right there. This is a really good fit. snug enough. Good hard corners. So that's for NES. This is Game Boy Advance, and this is an even tighter fit. There is no give right there. That's just the manual rattling around. However, I did want to protect my Neo Geo Pocket games. These are not the same size, and there are none custom made for Neo Geo Pocket. So there is, you can see clear right here and up here. You can see that there's a lot of room, but this is definitely better than nothing. And these knocking on the sides I don't see it damaging the cardboard any. So I protected all my Neo Geo Pocket games. For Jaguar, this is another really tight fit. I mean, that's all you're hearing in there is the manual rattling around. You don't even hear anything. If you look on the side, there is no gap. And lastly, I mentioned earlier that Mcfly had sent me the third thing I ever received from someone on YouTube. Well, this is the second. This was from Doom Waves. Eye of the Beholder. Thanks again, buddy. But this is also a really tight fit. You can see here, no leeway. That's just the cartridge rattling around inside. Or the manual, I should say. So yeah, Super Nintendo, Jaguar, and Game Boy Advance are the tightest, followed by the NES. And for those who just want to protect their Game Boy Pocket, go with that. It'll serve you well. And you can also stuff tissue paper or something if you're worried about it rattling, but mine are in a drawer, so I'm fine. Well, this was much longer than I anticipated. If you've stuck around, thanks for watching, and I will hopefully have my part 2 up in a bit. If you like Sega, definitely check it out. And the third is something special, which I might even segue off into a little review of the service which assisted me with it. Alright everyone, thanks for watching.